This is Greg Pasternak from Riverside Life, and today I'm in the south central coast region of California. I'm inland from Morro Bay, and I'm on the East Fork Morro Creek. Now, what's interesting about this site, and you should watch the other videos about the similar sites in this area, is that this is a very small catchment. As you can see, it's well forested, so this is not an urban setting. This is a high relief landscape for sure. But like some of the other sites, like when I was at Cambria, if you've watched that video, if you're going to watch the video from Cambria, Santa Rosa Creek, what you'll see is that, first of all, this is really entrenched. Okay, so what you're seeing here on these sides is entrenchment, not canyon walls. However, it is quite confined here. Interestingly, even though this site is visibly confined, in terms of its classification, it came out as a California Class 8, which is the partially confined gravel cobble uniform bed channel. And then for the region though, the South Central Coast region, it came out as confined. And so, you know, that fits a little better. But what's quite a bit different about this site is that, and I want to note, I'm not at the measurement site, okay? I couldn't get right into the measurement site. But where I'm at, what you can see here is that, at least in this section, there's no overall bed undulation, really. It is a fairly uniform bed in that sense. But you can see there's a dramatic difference in grain size compared to the other sites of this class, you know, Class 8 state, Class 4 South Central Coast. I've got big boulders here. Most of the substrate is highly angular. This is reflecting the fact that I'm very close to the top of the catchment, so things have not rolled and tumbled down the way they were at the Cambria site. Of course, this site is also bone dry, but that's not really a big deal. There's a lot of wood. I'm actually shaded because there's a giant tree over my head that's like leaning way over the creek. You can see down there is another big tree, so there's a lot of large wood clogging this entrenched channelway. But yeah, the big thing here is this large difference in grain size. So now it could very well be that at the measurement site, I mean, the data there is for a finer material, so it just could be that I'm at a place where there happens to be more boulders over a relatively short distance. But you know, the width, again, the width is relatively uniform. This seems to be fairly symptomatic of the entrenched sites, that it doesn't matter whether you're confined, partially confined, unconfined valley. If the channel is entrenched, that seems to be leading to relatively less width variability. I can't say that, you know, that's sort of anecdotal from what I've seen from these trips, but that seems to be what I'm seeing. Associated with that, we don't seem to see a whole lot of bed undulation either. So it seems like, you know, when you have that width constriction in the entrenchment, then we also are seeing a lot of lack of bed undulation. Yeah, bed undulation is a little bit higher according to the metrics for the site compared to the width undulation, but it's not substantial. So there may be some local scour around these boulder features and such, but that's not creating a real pool or riffle kind of contacts. It's just still like a plain bed or uniform bed setting. So this gives you a really sharp contrast between here at East Fork Morro Creek in this beautiful forested landscape. There's a campground here if you want to come and visit, or, you know, go down by Cambria and check out the Santa Rosa Creek site that I have the other video on, and that really big contrast. Just there's another of this type of channel in Coast Beach, but when I tried to go get into it, it was just all poison oak. There was no easy public access. Like, you could pretty much get in from the beach and hike up the channel all the way if you have waders on or just swimsuit. But it's just all choked with poison oak along the bank. So I was like, I didn't have my waders, and that was too much for me and my buddy here on my shirt. So anyway, this gives you a sense of what this California 8, you know, class can be for a small catchment versus a large catchment. But it's really interesting to see the entrenchment as pretty ubiquitous across the sites, and it's not just in the urban setting. All right, thanks for watching the video.